Today I'm coming back to you with a new video again in the class 10th standard. Today I'm going to talk about the section called as a geography. I'm going to explain you the chapter called as Indian industries I'm going to do. So last class in my previous video have posted you regarding the transport and communication. Today I'm going to talk to you regarding the chapter called as Indian industries. So what are the content and what are the things we are going to learn in this chapter? In this chapter, we are going to learn the four main content. That is, the first thing is we are going to learn the meaning and importance of industries. The second thing, I am going to explain you what is the qualities required to start the industries. The third thing is I am going to talk regarding the major industrial regions in India. Then the last, what are the major industries we have in the India. So the major industries in India, we have iron and steel industry, aluminium industry, cotton textile, paper industry, and also we have a knowledge based industries we are going to have in India. So let us talk one by one. The first content today I am going to talk to you is regarding the thing it's called as what is the meaning and what is the importance of industries. So as we know that from the ancient days, when the man started to have evolution, when we say that we have evolution stages when we got, so the final stage of the man to have a progress within and to have a knowledge within, the thing what he implemented is it was the industries. And what do you mean by industries and what is the essential of the industries? Industries are the thing where the raw materials is being converted into the finished goods. The conservation of foreign goods, the conservation of the raw materials into the finished goods, it is being called as the industries. So where a raw material is being converted into the finished product or the finished goods, it's been called as the industries. So this is one mark questions where you are going to ask what is the meaning of industries. So the meaning of industry is the conservation of the raw materials into the finished goods. Then what is a raw material and what is the meaning of conservation? Now we have a cotton. Okay, we have a cotton. Cotton is a raw material what it is being grown in the agriculture. That raw material where we are going to convert in the fabric, where we are going to convert in the shirts or where we are going to convert in the form of a garments, it has been called as a conservation. So where we are converting the raw materials into the finished goods. Second example, sugarcane. The sugarcane is a raw material. When the sugar cane is bought, we can make it as a sugar cane. So sugar cane is being bought into the sugar. Now sugar cane is a raw material, sugar is a finished product. So where the raw materials is being converted into the finished goods. So this is called as a industries. And when we talk about the industries, again we have many kinds of industries we'll have, where we are going to have a genetic industries, we have extraction industries, we have manufacturing industries, we have, and these are all the industries where we are going to come. So today we are not going to learn about the types of industries, only we are going to learn what is industries and what is essential of the industries. Now I think we are very clear about the meaning, what is the meaning of the industries. Now let us talk what is the importance of the industries, what is the importance we are going to have in the industry. And when we got our independence, the first thing was when we were economically, when we were down, when we were economically, when we were suffering years, the first thing in the 5-year plan, we had a lot of progress was taken only to develop the industries. And also our engineering, Sir M. Vishwesvaraya have given the quote that industrialize or perish. Only the industries will make the country to survive. When industries is not there, a country cannot be survived. It will be perished. It will be destroyed. So how good we have industries? Very good. We can bring our economic development of a country. So this is a very much important. Industries are very much important to the country. And how the agriculture is a backbone. Even the industry also is the same thing. Even that is also like a body for the industry. So without the body, a man cannot work. The same way, industry is also the same thing. And what are the uses these industries gives us? The first uses, it's going to make us the economic development. It is going to make us to lead the economic development. What is the second reason? It's going to increase our GDP, gross domestic product. It is going to increase per capita income. Gradually when we have a per capita income, national income will start to increase. Standard of living of the people will start to increase. It gives employment opportunities, it will get more. We'll have a foreign trade, import and export we can do it in a great manner. When we do this, gradually we have a foreign exchange currencies also we'll have. So these are the main things why the industries we require. Okay, uses of industries. So generally you can think when the industries are there, what are the benefits it's going to give us. So industries, it will help us in the economic development of a country. It will increase in the GDP. It will make the foreign exchanges to get smooth flow. It helps us in the foreign trade, import and export. It is going to help us, and also it is going to help us in the per capita income. Per capita income increases, national income will increase. When this is very good, standard of living also will start to increase. Most of the people will get employment opportunity, and also we can see the country's progress also will grow very rapidly. It will start to grow. So this is what the uses of the industries. Okay, first point I think you are very clear. Now first point I was explaining you what is the meaning and what is the importance of the industry. So this is what the first point. Now I will come back to the second point. It is about the localization of the industries. What we are going to locate, where we are going to locate the industries. When I wanted to start the industries, what are the factors I should keep in the mind? So which all the factors it will help me to start my industry. So this is what the thing we are going to learn in the second concept. Second point you are going to learn the localization of the industries, where we are going to locate our industries. Okay, so what are the factors I have to see? So here we have the factors, which all the factors we are going to see while I am going to locate the industries. The first point I am going to see when I plan for my industries, the first point I am going to see whether to my place it is able to get the raw materials. To my place, whichever the places I am going to start my industry, whether I will be getting the supply of the raw materials, it is essential to me. The first point I am going to keep in the mind. The second thing is I should see whether I have a power supply there, whether it is hydroelectrical power, whether it is tidal power, whether it is a solar power, whether it is a wind power. Whichever the power, whether I have availability of the power, I have electricity power in that places. That is second thing I wanted to say. Third thing, transport is very good. The roads are good. I can bring my goods easily. I can take out my goods easily. Can I bring the labors easily in that places? That is very much essential. Transportation. The next is communication. See, in most of the places in India, in many places, we could haven't had this experience when we go for the villages, when we go to some nook and corner of the places in the villages when we go. Sometimes when we have a mobile also, we will not get the network. We'll have a tower problem there. We'll not get a signal, we'll not get properly. So I have to see that whether in that places, I can do my communication. If any problem I have, something had happened to my industries, some fire hazard has happened to my industry, I should have some rescue in that places. Whether immediately I'll get the police people, immediately when I'll get the fire engine people. So I should have that communicating level I should have. So I should see whether my transportation is good, as well as I should see whether my communication is also good in that places. So this will be the third factor I am going to see. The fourth point I am going to see the market facilities. Whether to buy the goods, whether to sell the goods. Whether to buy the raw materials, whether to sell the finished goods. For all the purpose, the very thing essential is the market. So what is the meaning of a market? Where the buyers and sellers, where they are going to meet in a particular place, the place is going to be called as a market. Okay, we have difference between the market and the marketing. Marketing is advertising on the particular product. Market means is a place where the buyers and sellers are going to meet just to have regarding the products. So I am going to see about the market facilities. The fourth point, capital. So what is the meaning of a capital? Capital is nothing but we are going to call it as a money. So when I start the money, when I start the business, I require the money. The starting investment of the business. When I am starting the business, what is the starting investment I am doing the money? That money is being called as a capital. Okay, don't get confused. What is this capital? Capital means in the business we are going to study the capital means it is a money. So I require the money. Without the money nothing can be done. So I want the money. For that money, only keeping the money, I can start with all those things, just I can buy it. So money is also a very important thing for the business. The next is labor. We require the labor. In that places, whether availability of labor it is, whether labor are skilled labor I'll get, whether labors are very cheap, whether the labors are very costly, what kind of labor can I hire, whether there be a monthly payment, whether they're going to get the weekly payment or whether they're going to get the daily payment, what kind of labors is available in that places. That is also very much important to convert my raw materials into the finished good. So I require the labor. And also whichever the product we are doing, whatever the business we are doing, without the water we can't do anything. So water is also one more essential thing. So in that places I have to see whether I have a supply of water and the labor, both supply it is there in the same places. I have to see that. And the last point I am going to see the climatic condition, ideal climatic condition. The climate should be normal. So few places in India we have where always they will have a rain. Few places we have in the India where we don't get rain at all. So I think you have learned this, the climatic of India. So India and climate, when we learn, we have learned that which all the places they won't get rain at all. In which all the places they will always they will have a rain. So in that places also starting an industry is a very highly risk. So I should see whether my climatic condition should be ideal, it should be suited. So it should not be a temporarily, should not be hard, always permanently it should not be cold. Or permanently it should not be always raining, it should not be there. So it has to differ the climate. So that climate it is it. And also I should see the last point, I should see the government policies. What are the rules and regulations I have in that places. Whether the government have an undertaken about that places, whether they have aware about that place. Is it has been registered properly. So all the things I am going to see. So these are the factors it's required to me while I am select the industries. To start the industries, these are the points I have to keep it in the mind. Just I'll repeat this. So the factors which are essential to locate the industries. The first point I am going to see supply of raw materials. The second thing I am going to see supply of power. Third thing I am going to see transport and communication facilities. Fourth, market facilities. Capital and the labor have to see. Water supply I have to see. Ideal climatic conditions I have to see. And the last point I am going to see about the government policies I am going to see. So these are the factors which are very essential to start the business. Now the next thing is which are the major industrial regions in India, which are the regions we are going to find the major industries. So what is the meaning of this industrial regions in India? So where a varieties of industries, where we find more number of industries in particular region or in particular area, that area is being called as an industrial region. So in a particular place or in a particular area where we can find more number of industries, varieties of industries where we can find in that particular area, seeing the climatic conditions, that particular area is being called as the industrial regions in India. Here in India, we have 8 major industrial regions we are going to have in India. So which are the 8 major industrial regions we are going to have in India? So this is the Hooghly to Kolkata region is the first region, the Mumbai to Pune region, Ahmedabad to Vadodara region, Madurai to Coimbatore, Delhi to Meerut, Bengaluru to Tamil Nadu, Visakhapatnam to Guntur, Kollam to Thiruvananthapuram. So these are the places where we are going to call it as the major industrial regions of India. So Hooghly to Kolkata, Mumbai to Pune, Ahmedabad to Vadodara, Madurai to Coimbatore, Delhi to Meerut, Bengaluru to Tamil Nadu, Visakhapatnam to Guntur and Kollam to Thiruvananthapuram. These are the places where we are going to find the industrial regions in India. So now let me explain what all the major industries we have in the country. Which are the major industries we are going to have in the country. The first major industries we are going to have in the country. The first industry is we are going to call it as a iron and steel industries. When we talk about this iron and steel industries, we have a record, we have a thing, evidence we have got that is before ancient days where the man were living, where we say that the prehistoric man, proto-historic man, historic man when we take, in the prehistoric age only we had common knowledge that the old age people they were using the metals, where you are going to call as the Mesolithic people, where you are going to call them, they were using the metals and they were using the iron. That is a very great thing where we have got the information from the archaeologist. And these people, they started to use the metal, iron were being used with them. They started to use the iron were being using to create the tools and the weapons they were using here. When we started our agriculture revolution also, for all the agriculture equipments, they were using this irons were being used. So we have a record for that. And in that things, iron was being used from the olden days only. We started to use this iron, and even now we are using this iron. And these irons are being used in the many places. You can see these irons are being used, and also steels also have been used in the many vessels. You can see we are using this vessels. And these irons for the construction purpose also you can see, and to maintain the foundation to be very strong. For the many bridges to construct, many dams to construct, we are using this irons we are being used here. And the first iron and steel industries was being started in the West Bengal. Then later on what happened? The private person called as J.N. Tata, he started the iron and steel industries in the India. And almost when we start the iron and steel industries, what are the factors we have to keep it in the mind? Or how we can start the iron and steel industries? When we start the iron and steel industries, again we should see whether we have the availability of the raw materials of iron is available in that places. Second point, we should see whether we have a power supply in that places. Third thing, whether we have a transportation. So iron and steel industries cannot take with the land transportation, but it can be taken in the railways. In the railways we can take out, and also in the waterways we can take out. So we have to see whether we are flexible with that transportations. We are very flexible, whether it is available in that area. And also we have to see market facilities. We have to see capital, whether we have water supply we have in that places. All these factors we have to see, and if this factors is sufficient to us, is it essential to us, then we can start our iron and steel industries. Almost we have 14 iron and steel industries we have in India. In that 4 are being run by the private sectors and 10 are being run by the public sectors are being run. And also we have 199 mini iron and steel industries are being there in the India. So, and also next to the China, we are standing in the number 2. Second place, we are standing in the production of the iron and steel industries in the world. So in that way, we are using the iron and steel industries from the many days, and even now in most of the places we are using this iron and steel industries. So today I have been explaining you about the meaning and importance of industries, and also was saying you about the localization of industries, major industries which all we have in the India, and also today I have explained you about the iron and steel industries I have been explaining you. I think today's video you have enjoyed, and I hope you like my video. Thank you for watching this video. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you. Stay free.